You're live, it says. Hello, how are you? I'm sorry you're sick, Lemmy. Oi. Well, hang in there. Warm ginger ale. That's what my mama always did for me with a sick stomach. And soda crackers as soon as you can eat them. Alrighty, so reading from Sober on a Drunk Planet by Sean Alexander, still, and we're in chapter 1. And this section of chapter 1 is Body Transformation, the Sober Method. Many of us drink to boost our confidence, reduce. Hey, can you give me a 5x5? Just to make sure everyone can hear me. Many of us drink to boost our confidence, reduce our inhibitions, and feel comfortable in ourselves around others. Thank you. Thanks, Lemmy. Appreciate it. They're certainly the main reasons I drink regularly. The key. Hello? You're on live. Need a meeting. Nice talking to you too, weirdo. Ew. Where were we? The key reason for my boozing was that I was unhappy in my. Okay, I'm just going to start at the top if y'all don't mind. Many of us drink to boost our confidence, reduce our inhibitions, and feel comfortable in ourselves and around others. They're certainly the main reasons I drank so regularly. The key reason for my boozing was that I was unhappy in my own skin. There's a cruel irony because the drinking, drugging, and all the things I was doing as a result, such as eating junk and failing to exercise, were causing me to put on weight. As such, I was becoming even less happy in my own skin. It's an incredibly vicious cycle, but it's not unusual. Millions of people follow the same path week after week and year after year. We'll come on to how insanely calorific and unhealthy alcohol is in a moment. But first, I must emphasize that it's not just the drinking itself. For me, the hangovers were doing at least as much damage. And I was hungover most weekends from the age of 15 to 31. The longest I ever went without drinking alcohol during that period was one stretch of 7 days, and that was only because I was on antibiotics. Nobody does anything particularly useful during a hangover. Yes, you might make it to work and you do things you absolutely have to do, but then you return home and reward yourself with a takeaway. People don't do things they don't absolutely have to do when they have a hangover. Eating well and exercising are usually the first things that get neglected. As such, when you're regularly drinking, you end up stuck in a really damaging pattern. You don't have a chance of sticking to a healthy lifestyle. I tried half-heartedly to get fitter and lose weight. I knew I wanted to, and I knew my weight gain was making me unhappy, but I sabotaged my plans at every turn, as we do. Diets never worked for me because I'd never managed more than a week before drinking session, and its aftermath got in the way. The gym was equally unsuccessful. I never stuck to any sustained fitness routine because my boozing routines got in the way. The only time I saw the inside of a gym during a weekend was when I decided to go on a spin class whilst I was still steaming from the night before. Almost vomiting onto the rider in front of me taught me that I couldn't mix nights out with exercise the next day. While that doesn't have anything much to do with the subject at hand, it does have to do with our habits. There are certain things that send a signal to the brain that send us reaching for the bottle or the can. And we're going to have a plan in place for when those triggers come. And we're going to have a plan in place for being conscious, because it's an unconscious thing. It's a habit. You're breaking a very serious habit that your body and your mind and your interconnectedness is completely dependent upon. And so, that's when you're gonna have to have somebody there in your 5 to help you with that plan because we've been there. We've had to do the same. We've all got the things that, just send us reeling, and when we're reeling, we want that drink, because it sets everything, quote, unquote, "right," except it doesn't because we're losing control of our very lives and all of the attributes of it, the physical, the mental, all of it. And it's chipping away at our self-esteem, because again, as we were talking about yesterday, we isolate. And so, yeah, um, get a 5 as quickly as you can, get to know them, and, you know, you're gonna need need them to talk to because triggers are gonna come. Things are gonna come that remind us of the things that, we'd rather not think about, the things we'd rather forget, or at least dull the pain of, you know? We didn't start out to be in this role of being dependent upon alcohol, but yet here we've ended up. So yeah, that's about all I had in to say about that, unless somebody has something else that they would like for me to talk about. I'm gonna read the chat real quick. Gatorade is helping. Good. 5 by 5, LOL facts. Yeah, yeah, that was weird. And it was a Philadelphia a number. I was supposed to have Quiet Girl on today, and she's ended up not being able to, and so when I saw it was a Philadelphia number, even it didn't have her name attached, I thought, "Well, maybe she's calling from a home phone or something," or anyway, I just, was that's why the only reason I answered it, actually, but it's kinda fun to answer in the middle of a live meeting. You never know. It's like that box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. I have gotten 10 scam calls today. Think someone posted my number. Ooh, somebody doxed you, huh? Ouch. Could be. I noticed that there's starting to be clusters of those things now. Um, T-Mobile was getting pretty good at filtering those out, but they're getting cleverer and cleverer with bypassing whatever they put in place to keep us from getting those calls. Ugh. I did not get my cell phone for some scammer to scam me. It's not why I have one. That's the farthest thing that I had on my mind. You still with me, Lemmy? And whoever else is here, thanks for being here. Anybody got anything they'd like to IRL? Let me get my glasses on here. IRL Rosie messages with scammers on her channel. Oh, okay. I don't know who that is or what that is, but that's sounds interesting. Sounds, yeah, right on. Yeah, that would be fun. Just start talking to them about oh, you called the hotline for alcoholics? Yeah, what can I help you with? What's going on? Ah. I'll have Steve come on when those happen because he's really fun to listen to when he answers a scam call or spam call. He's in town. We live out of town. Anyway, I don't really know what much else beyond that. Is everybody good? You good, Lemmy? I need a car warranty for a 1983 Corvette that covers the blinker fluid and muffler bearings. Well, doesn't Car Shield or something like that? I guess they have to be a certain age, I guess. I don't know. Maybe there's a plan like that for vintage cars. Sweet though, 83 Corvette. I got to drive a kind of late 80 or early 80s Stingray across the Coronado Bridge. I worked for a car mechanic's place, and they worked on the car and needed it delivered to the person. And whoo, that was the sweetest ride I ever had in my life. That thing just glided. Oh, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe I was driving such an amazing car. 83 Vet doesn't exist. Okay. 83 Corvette. Oh, okay. I'll have to take your word for it. Yeah, this is late 70s, early 80s model. I know that because I remember them being around. Neither does the blinker fluid or muffler bearings, car parts store humor. Oh. Okay. Car parts store humor. Pew! Yeah, that one went right over me. Ooh. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Corvette Stingray across the Coronado Bridge in San Diego, which is an amazing ride unto itself, and in a bright yellow Stingray with T-tops. Oh my goodness. You know, it just doesn't get much better than that. Doing a car a drive just really doesn't. Coronado's a neat place too. Well, anyway, I hope you find what you're looking for, Lemmy. You good? Anything you want me to talk about before we sign off? I don't like to do long meetings. I will when people are here and we're having a discussion. I'm not going to just cut it off just because, oh, that's our time. No, none of that. Just right now while we're growing and people are getting accustomed to being here at a certain time. And if there's not a lot going on in the chat, then there's really no reason. And if I've said what I needed to say, there's no reason to carry it on. And, you know, sometimes you just need a quick meeting, you know, just a little something to kind of feed you, get you through till the lifeboat comes on, or whatever meeting you're going to go to that night. Or I just was watching Jet running across the field. His cows must be coming up this way. He's got some cow buddies. He runs across the field when he sees them coming his way, and he's braying. It's the cutest little thing. I've got to catch it on video one of these times. I'm good. Need to try and eat. Yeah, soda crackers, Lemmy. Or some broth, some bouillon broth. Chicken, maybe. Yeah, take it slow, take it easy. Let a couple of bites settle, and then yeah, and those electrolytes of Gatorade. Yeah, good call. Good call there. Hope you get to feeling better. I'm so sorry. That sucks. Well, okay, so we're going to close. How about a moment of silence for the person out there who's still struggling in their addiction and the ones we've loved and lost? God, grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I'm in. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Peace. No, we're not editing. Cancel. We're closing, aren't we? Thank you. Awesome.